As the temperature in Grand Island, Nebraska, soared to 91 degrees that July day in 2018, 24 farm workers tunneled for 9 hours into a thicket of cornstalks, snapping off tassels while they crossed a sunbaked field that spanned 206 acres, the equivalent of 156 football fields. When they emerged at the end of the day to board a bus that would transport them to a nearby motel to sleep, one of the workers, Cruz Urias Beltran, didn't make it back. Searchers found the 52-year-old farm worker's body 20 hours later amid the corn husks, as if he'd simply collapsed, recalled a funeral home employee. An empty water bottle was stuffed in his jeans pocket. An autopsy report confirmed that Beltran died from heatstroke. It was his third day on the job. Beltran is one of at least 384 workers who died from environmental heat exposure in the U.S. in the last decade, according to an investigation by NPR and Columbia Journalism Investigations, the investigative reporting unit of Columbia Journalism School. The count includes people toiling in essential yet often invisible jobs in 37 states across the country, farm laborers in California, construction and trash collection workers in Texas, and tree trimmers in North Carolina and Virginia. An analysis of federal data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows the 3-year average of worker heat deaths has doubled since the early 1990s. CJI and NPR reviewed hundreds of pages of documents, including workplace inspection reports, death investigation files, depositions, court records and police reports, and interviewed victims' families, former and current officials from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, workers, employers, workers' advocates, lawyers and experts. CJI and NPR also analyzed 2 federal datasets on worker heat deaths, one from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, the other from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Both are divisions within the U.S. Labor Department. Current and former OSHA officials acknowledge that the known death tally is a vast undercount. The agency mostly relies on companies to report worker fatalities after they occur, but not all do so. CJI and NPR reporters analyzed worker heat deaths recorded by OSHA between 2010 and 2020 and compared each incident day's high temperature with historical averages over 40 years. Most of the deaths happened on days that were unusually hot for that date. More than 2/3 occurred on days when the temperature reached at least 90 degrees. Yet no worker should die from heat, said Ronda McCarthy, an occupational health specialist who directs medical services at the healthcare provider Concentra, in Waco, Texas. McCarthy spent 7 years educating her home state's municipal workers about heat, which reduced cases of worker heat exhaustion and similar conditions there. Heat illness should be considered a preventable illness, she said.